I'm going to get my title back. They tripping. I didn't lose. They took my shit from me.
Welcome back to the channel, boys. It's Monday, June 3rd, and I got a very special video for you guys. Thank you everyone who's been tuning in lately. Today we're talking about the passing of Joesthetics, my story, my personal story I had with Joe, what I think about his death and what that means for the future of the bodybuilding community, man. We're talking about Brandon Hendrickson, him finally admitting publicly that he got robbed. I've heard other people say it, but I've never heard Brandon say those words. And then Aaron Banks is risking his Olympia title weeks before the Mr. Olympia, all for a paycheck. But hey, it's a fucking nice paycheck, boys. If you are new to the channel, make sure you subscribe. If you're a returning viewer, welcome back to the #1 men's physique channel on YouTube. Let's go.
By the way, bro, you can always think anyways what you want to think, but ultimately I also had to agree that you come into the team with huge, and I'm happy that you joined, because ultimately what you do is really nice, man. Like, your content and all that stuff is cool, man, and the scene needs someone like you for sure. And you have a good way of reporting about the stuff, you know, and this is cool stuff that you do. The only thing is, you know, what I just don't like is when people, they say things, especially when it's about me. I mean, I don't, right? Everyone is not giving a fuck as long as it's not about them. And then just want to let you know that for me personally, it's just like, why people not like reach out first, you know, just, I mean, there was other people and I was happy to talk with them. But anyways, yeah, keep doing what you're doing, bro. The stuff is good. And that's all I had to say, bro. But sometimes, you know, like, big love and shit comes across still like hate in that. But anyways, I wish you all the best, bro.
If you guys have been following the channel for the last few months, you guys remember when I covered Joesthetics and how I thought he had this incredible physique and I thought he should be a pro, and he's showing up to these amateur shows and he's not even placing in the top 5, not even winning his class. And I kind of shit on Joe just a little bit and critiqued him, and Joe got really upset. He made a whole video on his channel about me and what I said, and I thought Joe was really upset at me, and he sent me that DM, I don't know, a couple months ago, and we started voice memoing back and forth together. And I really thought there was going to be a day where I was going to meet up with Joe, whether it was in Thailand or in LA or Utah somewhere, and we were going to have this connection because, you know, we started off really rocky, but, you know, the relationship forms, and then we were going to be boys. I really thought me and Joe were going to be boys, even though we started off kind of rocky, me critiquing his physique and him getting upset and us sending voice memos and clearing shit up. I thought I was going to meet this guy, have the opportunity to be in this legend's presence, man, Mr. 1 in a billion, and Joe passed. Joe passed. Joe Linder is gone. Joesthetics is gone. It's so crazy seeing someone so in shape, looking so good, feeling so healthy, pass out of nowhere. We're going to get into like how he passed and what that means and all that in a little bit. My mind is blown. You guys have been in my DMs all weekend, and this is very, very sad. Of course it's sad, and it's very, very sad for the family and the loved ones around Joe, right? I knew Joe a little bit, kind of, not too personally. We have a little bit of a story, but to his girlfriend, to his friends, very close friends, and his family, like, this is very, very, very sad. I believe they said it was a brain aneurysm, which is almost always death follows very soon after. And it's crazy. I don't know I hope this was a very painless thing for Joe, wherever he went down and you know, collapsed and had that aneurysm. I hope it was a very quick thing, a painless thing for Joe, because Joe didn't deserve to suffer whatsoever. He brought so much love and joy to everyone that saw his content. I mean, I remember watching Joe probably like 6-7 years ago on Instagram start doing that chest thing where his chest would ripple up, and it was just crazy. But on Instagram, I'm sure you guys already know why or how he passed, a brain aneurysm. I'm looking at it now, and I had to do a little research. I was like, man, like, I kind of know what a brain aneurysm is, but like, what is it exactly? Did a little research just for anyone who kind of doesn't really know or understand. A cerebral aneurysm, also known as a brain aneurysm, is a weak or thin spot in an artery in the brain that balloons or bulges out and fills with blood. The bulging aneurysm can put pressure on the nerves or the brain tissue. It may also burst or rupture, spilling the blood into the surrounding tissue, called a hemorrhage. And then the prognosis, like I was saying earlier, really isn't that good when someone does develop a brain aneurysm. They say once a cerebral aneurysm ruptures, morbidity and mortality are very, very, very high. Nearly 25% are dead within the first 24 hours. And 50% of people who get a brain aneurysm that ruptures will die within the next 3 months. And then they say even with correct treatment, there's a high mortality rate of nearly 40%. And they say the prognosis is also dependent on the following factors: your age, the location of where the rupture was or where the aneurysm is, the degree of the vasospasm, presence of the hypertension and other comorbidities, neurological status on admission, the extent of the intraventricular hemorrhage, like how bad was the rupture, the tear in the brain. Crazy. I don't think anyone in the world saw this coming. And I was talking to some of my guys. It's crazy. I feel like every year we lose one or two guys, whether it's Cedric McMillan, whether it's Sean Roden, whether back in the day it's Rich Piana. Every year I feel like we lose one or two guys from the bodybuilding community, and it's hard, and especially when it's fucking Joe, right? I mean, this is Joe. This is how we know Joe. All smiles, freaky physique, good vibes only. Never in a million years would I expect to see the news that Joesthetics has passed. Only 30 years old. He was only a year older than me, so he's extremely young. So young to have such a fatal, fatal medical condition happen, man. I mean, we'll always remember Joe. He will always be a legend. I love that comment, 1 in a billion. I forgot where I saw that. Someone else commented that. I didn't come up with that, but he truly was 1 in a billion, man. No one will ever. Who else is walking around planet Earth looking like Joesthetics and moving like Joesthetics, man? This photo in and out with his arms up. I think this is one of his first times he ever came to the USA, and the video is actually pretty funny, dude. Joe was amazing. Look at me, I'm laughing just thinking about his content and everything. It's crazy, man. 1 in a billion is gone. The legend himself is gone, man. My deepest condolences to all the people that knew him personally, all his family, all his loved ones, anyone that's suffering right now because of Joe's passing, which, most of us we're hitting it pretty hard, man. I love you guys. Hold your loved ones close today, because life is too short. I literally have that tattooed on my face for a reason. Love you, Joe, man.
I didn't lose. They took my shit from me. That 2019 I lost. 2019 when I lost my title, I lost. I got 4th place. I look like shit. Bro, last year I did not lose. They took my shit. They stole my title. Literally, robbery. They just took my shit for no reason. Literally no reason. Ain't no way, bro. That's gonna light anybody up. Ain't no way. I ain't going, bro. I'm not going. I'm going to get my title back. They tripping.
Low-key, I love hearing this from Brandon, because although I've been talking very highly about Aaron Banks, I still think that 2022 Mr. Olympia was fucked up and Brandon Hendrickson got robbed. This is the very first time I've ever heard Brandon publicly state this on his Instagram live. Maybe you guys have heard it before, but this is the first time I've heard this, and I still agree with him. I still agree with B, but the only time I've ever heard anyone talk about him being robbed other than me were these boys.
He was worse. Go look at the midsection. He was worse. You was flat last year. You was flat this year. You was not flat this year, man. No, you wasn't flat at pre-church. Yeah. No, I know. But my nigga, but how they not gonna make it look better though, and be like a 1 or 2 point win? They should have made it at least look better. They gave him a perfect score, my nigga. Yo, look,
This photographer's like,
yo, Frank's 40 lost.
Yeah.
get that $40 camera out of here.
It's just raw, baby. You know what I'm saying? We don't like robberies around here. No. We don't like robberies. No. And you know, everybody knows about me and B. We don't like robberies, though. Fuck that. No. What kind of job that is?
Trent is in the air. Holy fucking Trent. Did you see all those veins on everyone, man? You guys remember when I covered the Mr. Olympia? I started that video. It almost has 100,000 views right now. I started that video of George Brown, multi-time Olympian, Andre Ferguson, multi-time Olympian, telling Brandon Hendrickson, and they're not even that close during Olympia time, right? They're all trying to steal that title from B, telling Brandon that Aaron Banks stole this title from you, that you got robbed, plain and square, as simple as it can be. I still believe that. I still believe that Aaron Banks didn't bring enough of a package to beat Brandon Hendrickson. We're gonna go over this shit. I want you boys to see this in 4K. This was the 2021 Men's Physique Mr. Olympia. Brandon Hendrickson came absolutely lights out. I love this physique. I cannot believe this guy is retiring after this year. Obviously, the weight and height cap is going to play a big difference on a physique like this. Brandon isn't the tallest individual, but goddamn, does my boy have some muscle. Man, I've seen Brandon's physique change so much and evolve since 2015, 2016. It's crazy. Brandon's very first Mr. Olympia, I'm pretty sure he got in the top 5, which is really unheard of. You rarely ever hear that. But again, the 2021 Men's Physique Mr. Olympia looking absolutely phenomenal. Just beat Raymond Edmonds the year before in 2020 to get that title back that he lost in 2019. 2021, Brandon Hendrickson, take a goddamn good look. 2022, Brandon Hendrickson. To me, Brandon looks about the same, maybe slightly better. Keep in mind, there's completely different lights. Even the lights in the background are way different from the year prior, so that'll give you a different look with these physiques. But I thought Brandon looked a little bit better. When he hit this move, maybe a little bit too much during his posing routine, I still noticed improvements. When he hit this the year before, there wasn't as many ripples and shreds and muscle fibers. And if there's anyone that should be squeezing their back and doing that, there's only one person that should be doing that. And I've talked about that before. It's Brandon Hendrickson, because you see a bunch of crazy shit. Yeah, maybe you don't like that style of posing, but you cannot deny the physique was incredible. And I really thought he was improved. I thought he brought a better package. I mean, he's so full for this year's Mr. Olympia. It was crazy. You already know he's shredded. Now let's reverse. 2021 Mr. Olympia. Someone named Aaron Banks joins the Men's Physique League. By the way, this was his very first year in the league, very first Mr. Olympia. And he says, you know what? You guys are pretty good at what you do. Brandon, Andre, Terry, Chiron, you guys are pretty good. I'll give it to you. But I'm better. I'm 6'2" and I'm coming out of nowhere. I already won the New York Pro. I already won multiple shows this year. Arnold Classic, I got 2 of those bad boys by now. This was Aaron Banks in 2021. This is Aaron Banks in 2022. Slight improvements, maybe, or is it just the color on the fucking screen at the end of the day? I don't really know. He does look better in this video, just like Brandon looked better from 2021 to 2022. Aaron has the best back right now in men's physique, in my opinion. He really does. And I don't think anyone can take that away from him. It's the widest, thickest back in the league. There's guys that have really good backs, but I think when they stand up there next to Aaron Banks, his stature and his structure alone is just so superior. It does defeat, 99% of other guys up there. Aaron goes in for a knuckle. Brandon's like, yeah, I'll touch it a little bit, man, but I'm in my own fucking zone. Aaron's like, okay. This was crazy, man. This was the final 2 at the Mr. Olympia, and I have it slowed down. I really want to break this down. Why the fuck did they rob Brandon? They gave it to Brandon the year before. These guys both show up the next year. Brandon and Aaron, you could say they look exactly the same. Only thing I do notice is look how much fuller and more vascular Brandon is throughout the shoulders and the chest. As far as the core, Aaron has a good core, but I love Brandon's core. I'm going to give detail and graininess to Brandon from the back. I'm going to give width and overall thickness and mass to Aaron on the left. Aaron's back is softer than Brandon's. There's no doubt, but Aaron's back is also wider and bigger than Brandon's. Way more detail in Brandon compared to Aaron. Brandon has better calves. Aaron has worse calves than Brandon, but look how much longer his legs are. Boys, all this stuff comes into play, right? Again, with the abs, I slowed it down. Aaron's abs are really nice. They are, but I like Brandon's abs better. Shoulders wise, I love Aaron's width. I love those shoulders, right? I'm a basketball player. I love to see that athletic, broad, round build from the top. I love a lengthier guy. Naturally, I do. I'm just biased. Maybe the judges were. We all know that Brandon's posing hurt him during the Mr. Olympia, but switching up the criteria, I feel like they fucking switched up the men's physique criteria at this Mr. Olympia during this moment, right? After this Mr. Olympia, they told everyone they don't want bigger men's physique guys with big arms and a stocky, thick, classic physique looking build. I think that's unfair to Brandon to do that during the Olympia pretty much, because again, boys, Brandon didn't come in off. Aaron didn't come in off. Brandon posed not the best, and they gave it to Aaron. They gave Aaron a perfect fucking score, which is crazy. And boys, what blows my mind the most is Aaron Banks' next move. Why in the fuck, as the Mr. Olympia, would you ever risk your title for some cash? I mean, hey, to each their own. What's up, what up? It's your guy, Aaron Banks. I told you. Legion Sports Festival is where it's at. Yes, I am confirmed. Yes, first place is $20,000, but the whole purse is about 33 grand, man. This is the big thing for me. I've been busting my butt trying to get this division to a whole nother level, and now it's here. Let's go. October 7th and 8th, Reno, Nevada. Let's go. Legion Sports Festival, we out. Your boy Hart McGrath will be live commentating, asked by Legion Sports Festival, the promoter, to live commentate this show. What is the Legion Sports Fest? It's an IFBB pro show weeks before the Mr. Olympia, where the Mr. Olympia, Aaron Banks, is laying his title on the line for that $20,000 paycheck, and he's calling out all of the Olympians to challenge him. As of right now, I have word that Alex Toplin is confirmed. And that's badass. I can't wait to be commentating and looking at Alex Toplin live in person. I know Corey Morse possibly wants to do it. I've heard Emmanuel Hunter come out of the gate and say, yeah, I would love to challenge Aaron Banks. I think I can beat this guy. Again, I'll be live commentating this shit, boys. So if you want to come to the show in Reno, Nevada and meet me, I'll have my own booth. I'll be live commentating, I think, with Classic Physique Olympian, I believe Danny Hester or some other great. So it's going to be an honor for me. But $20,000 for first place? Let me put this in perspective and how huge this is. Shout out to Christian Guzman and Alpha Elite for providing the cash, baby. The 2023 Arnold Classic Ohio first place got $10,000. Aaron Banks. Legion has doubled that. So, I mean, top 3 looks like they're going to get paid out pretty well at this show. If you're a pro, if you're a top tier Olympian and you think you can beat the Mr. Olympia, who is showing confidence on level 1 million, Legion Sports Fest, your boy will be there. I'll be commentating. My lovely girlfriend, soon to be wife, she's smiling right now, big smile. We'll be at this show. We'll be talking about this show physically, live commentating. It's going to be sick. If I was the Mr. Olympia and I had everything on the line, I knew one of the greats was coming back with Jeremy Buendia. I knew Brandon Hendrickson thinks he got robbed and he's hungry and he wants my title. There'd be no fucking way I would do this show. My mind would be focused. I'm not going to be thrown off by Legion or some money, but hey, to each their own. If Aaron accomplishes this, wins the Legion and wins the Mr. Olympia, Olympia, I don't think anyone could ever talk shit again about Aaron. Now he has 2 titles. Now he just put his money where his mouth is and took all the money, shoved it down his throat and said, fuck you guys. If you boys are interested in coaching, the year is almost halfway over, and I've helped a handful of individuals smash their physique goals, whether it was to step on stage, whether it was to lose body fat and just feel and look better and start to eat better. I'm here for you. Send me a DM on Instagram. Let's get going today, man. It's Monday. It's July 3rd. Year's almost gone. Like, let's go. Let's smash some goals, man. I will hold you accountable, and let's get these goals going, man. Huge is 40% off right now. 40% off if you use my code. 30% off is the site right now because of the 4th of July weekend. But if you use my code, it'll get you an entire 40% off. One of my boys, Toby Holmes, yesterday on my Instagram, he bought $150 worth of Huge. It's a great time. It's 40% off that order. It's not going to happen anytime soon, boys. Get your hands on some high quality supplements. I take it every single day. I love Huge. I fucking love this shit. Code HEART at checkout. Joesthetics is past. Man, life is too short. I keep saying that. There's a reason I got that tattooed on my face, man. I remember waking up as a 16-year-old. My dad knocked on my door early Monday morning, cooked me breakfast. I come home from school, and hospice is there. They're giving him morphine in his mouth, and the cancer is an hour away from taking his life from me. My Superman, the strongest, buffest, nicest, kindest father I've ever knew in my life, was taken from me like that. I went to school, I came back, he was gone. Just with Joesthetics, man, it happened out of fucking nowhere. Life is too short. Be kind to others, man. Love your family. Everyone makes mistakes. No one's perfect. I love you guys, man. Thank you for showing up for today's video. I know a lot of you guys wanted to see what I had to say about that. It's terrible. It's super sad. But let's try to remember Joe in a positive light. And when we think about him, have it give us energy and fuel, man, because he was a very special individual, man. I love you guys. It's Monday, July 3rd. It's 6:10 in the morning. Have a fantastic fucking week. I already know this video is going to boost your week. I'll see you boys Thursday. I'll check in with you. Make sure your days are productive. Other than that, I'm out of here. I love you guys. I'll see you soon.